Hello and welcome to my final recording for May Mental Illness Month. I don't know where this is going to go in the actual month. This is the 32nd video I've recorded in 4 days. I need a fucking break. This is my favorite PS3 game, hands down. And I want people to know that. This is not that I really need to qualify it, but this doesn't include like remasters like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy X or Okami. This is my favorite game made exclusively for the PS3. I don't need to include that because I think it would honestly do pretty well against that anyway, but regardless. Playing hard because I'm a fucking tryhard. Pump that bad boy right about there. Genuinely, this is my favorite Ratchet & Clank game. This is my favorite PS3 game. I think it's and this is one of the rare times I'll say this, I think it's a perfect game. That being said, it does build off the series, so it's tough.
He was created much
I don't want to pause. I gotta turn subtitles on, but I don't want to pause.
Is XJ0461, but the universe knows him as Clank.
My arch nemesis. Not so smart now, are you?
Sir, the Zoni are inquiring about our progress.
How much longer must we pretend to be friends with those twits? Sire does not
Agent Clank? Is he? I forget if he calls him Agent Clank.
fix him.
Stand by for sisterboard scan.
All right, let's see. Favorite color's green. Favorite number's 83 billion and
So,
4.7. Blah, blah, blah.
there's a lot of ways. There's a lot I can explain here.
Immune safeguard activated.
No! Oh, locked out again. It's in here, Lawrence. Somewhere in this brain lies the key to the Orbis chamber. No Orbis chamber. Your zoniness. If we could take but a peek at the chamber. No Orbis chamber. Chamber is for Sire only. Very well. Then I think it's time our partnership came to an end. Say hello to...
Not the hypersonic brainwave scrambler.
the Hypersonic Brainwave Scrambler!
Apologies, sir. I should have mentioned the equipment is especially susceptible to sonic weaponry.
Backup generator activated.
Fuck, I love this game.
Wait! Stop him!
So, this is the second or third, depending on how you judge it, installment in the Future series. Also, all right, I'm gonna live with you. I got lazy. We're playing on my PS4 on PS Now. I have the PS3 copy. I have a PS3. It's already hooked up to record. I just did this for the sake of laziness. We'll see how rough it gets. If we get like 10 minutes more in, if we beat the first level and it's still being like really kind of then I'll switch over to the PS3 version. But if I'm being honest, it's within like a tolerable amount right now. So, but yeah, so this is my favorite game on PS3. I can't say it enough. Oh, this is, you know what? I'll switch over now, actually. Technical difficulties, hang on. Alright, we're back. I also found out that if you beat the game, you unlock hardcore difficulty, which I don't think I've ever tried. So we're going to do that. And then that's it, here we go. Graphics are still just okay. But now we're playing on an actual PS3, so there's that. So, let's give you a crash course in Ratchet & Clank. This is Clank. He is half of Ratchet & Clank. The Zoni were a collectible in the first Future game, so Tools of Destruction. At the end of the game, when you beat it, they basically just kidnapped Clank. And then after you beat Quest for Booty, which is a spin-off game between that game and this one, you find out that Dr. Nefarious, who was the nemesis from the third game, who is also the, I mean, not for nothing, the favorite nemesis of, like, all the ones that he's encountered. And he kills it in this, too. He does really well. I fucking turned subtitles on. I know I did. Why does nobody have subtitles?
Good. Okay, now look at the one on the right.
What the fuck do I have to do to get subtitles on in here? What the hell is this? Congratulations something. I unlocked a thing. Options, game options, subtitles. Toggle subtitles in cinematics. I know they have it during regular gameplay too. Right? I didn't make that up. Help text on, audio mode, automatic, weapon upgrade alerts on. I wonder if I have to restart the level or something. Or maybe they're only in cinematic. That's so weird. I swore they were in regular gameplay. But yeah, so they at the end of that game, it's revealed that Clank was kidnapped by Dr. Nefarious. This is Clank escaping while Ratchet still looks for him. That's your entire motivation in this game. Or not entire, but most of your motivation in this game is, as Ratchet, is to find Clank. And for Clank's motivation, you're sort of just finding your own world. You're sort of just figuring out who you want to be, what you can do, and whatnot. And then, obviously, Nefarious betrayed the Zoni because he got fed up with them. Got some temporal shit going on here. I don't think you unlock any of this right away. And then, yeah, so as the Zoni are all just getting the fuck out of Dodge, Clank is escaping, which is good. It's actually kind of messing with me that the subtitles aren't on. Whee! It's just, ugh. Genuinely. So, like, here's my ranking of the Ratchet & Clank games. The original, like the very first Ratchet & Clank, before they remade it, I thought was good, but I thought it was just okay. The second one, I thought was great. It had some issues, but I did think it was great. The third one, honestly, one of my favorite PS2 games of all time. Nailed it. They hit it in every fucking way. In story, in comedy, in gameplay, in like extra stuff and replayability. They nailed every single metric. Deadlocked, not as good. That's the fourth one. And then there's a couple spin-offs here and there on like PSP and stuff. We're not going to count those. So then we have Tools of Destruction, which was the first one on PS3. That was a big deal because all the other ones that have been on PS2 were a couple spin-offs on PSP, like I said. Tools of Destruction is good. It scratches the itch. It does a couple new things that I thought were cool. It does a couple things I think were kind of annoying. This game went back to a lot of stuff from the original in terms of methodology. It basically removed the stuff in Tools of Destruction that didn't work and enhanced the stuff that did work, and then also took a couple new risks that also paid off. So basically nailed it. It has the best part of every previous Ratchet & Clank game. It's the ship combat is like a simplified version of what it was in 2. The planet exploration is reminiscent of the Tools of Destruction. The weapons are on par with 3. The like battles and stuff are on par with 3. It's so good. This is such a fucking good game. And genuinely my favorite. Like, hands down. As I keep saying. Into the Nexus, which is the sort of sequel to this game, Also very good, just very short, that's all. It's like a mini sort of game to like close off this arc of the franchise. And then the Ratchet & Clank remake that came out a couple years ago is pretty good. I do like it. Hey, there's Sigmund. He's the one guiding you. He's been in the broom closet the whole time. I think the remake is good. I think it adds a couple new things, and I don't know. It seemed like it was setting up for like a whole new like remake trilogy or whatever, and didn't follow through, which is whatever. I mean, I'll be happy to just see another Ratchet & Clank game in whatever form it eventually comes. I refuse to believe this series is done. That being said, this is the same studio that makes Spider-Man for PS4, so I think that's going to be all of their time now, unless they get spun off to a different studio, which I don't have the same faith in. If I've learned anything, once Insomniac leaves the studio behind, it stops being as good, which is what happened to the original Spyro.
In the exact center of the universe! Give or take 50 feet.
That is one of my favorite jokes in this entire franchise. This is in the center of the universe, give or take 50 feet. It's just such a meaningless amount, but it's so funny that they keep bringing it up.
I'm egomaniacal. Let's just say it's all in the past. Lawrence!
Right here, sir.
Ready the orb of gratuitous immobilization.
He's just so comic bookly evil. Like this, everything about this game, the graphics, the fucking level design, the character design, the sound design, the music, the gameplay, the weapons, the variety, the story, the comedy, like everything about this game fucking nails it. Hell yeah. That was our baby boy Clank. Let's check in on our teenage boy, Ratchet. I don't think he's a teenager, but same energy. Space.
Space. It's huge. So huge, in fact, that if you lost your car keys in it, they would be almost impossible to find. Luckily for Ratchet, Captain Copernicus L. Quark was on the case. His mission, rescue the Lombax's one and only friend. Yep, without Clank, Ratchet was alone in the universe. Alone. Alone. Alone.
You realize this ship has an ejector seat, right?
Sorry. I guess you could say I've been a little antsy in my pantsy at the thought of getting back into the hero business. Yep. These wild stallions have been in the stable too long.
I don't understand how Quark's voice actor doesn't get more work. This dude is so fucking funny.
Talon says this sector's crawling with mercenaries.
Rest easy, my friend. My vigilance is both eternal and peripheral.
So for those who haven't played Ratchet & Clank, Quark has an interesting arc. He was like a hero turned villain in the first game, who was slightly goofy. In the second game, he ends up being the main villain. In the third game, they turn him into a washed-up hero trying to be a hero again. And then he goes through a whole arc of redemption and whatnot. And he actually is a really good character arc. In Deadlocked, he's completely absent. Tools of Destruction, he's in it a little bit. Does some rough, a little bit of betrayal, not really. This game, he's like full all the way in the Ratchet camp, which is great. I think this is the best use of Quark, which is as like the goofy, not completely useless, but not super helpful either character that he is.
I know. So much for clean underwear.
I love Ratchet's ears.
Where the heck are we?
Beats me.
Oh, now I fucking have subtitles on. What the hell is this? I thought the game had subtitles. This drives me crazy. Alright, this is Ratchet. Here's the weird thing. Sometimes in the other games you're separated from Clank. This is the longest time it happens of all the games. Except for Deadlock, that doesn't count. It's weird because you're used to having like a kind of fallback jump with Ratchet, and you're used to him being able to talk to Clank at any moment because he's on his back most of the time. This game takes a lot of getting used to because they like break up that dynamic a lot. That's partly why Quark is here, so that Ratchet has someone to talk to. I say that like half jokingly, half like no, narratively they needed someone for him to talk to. Do I have any guns? Of course I do. I've got my biggest complaint with this game, and the second game handles it pretty well. Where my biggest complaint is that Ratchet has a bunch of guns and gadgets, and they all just sort of disappear every fucking game. And then sometimes he has to buy them again. The only game that acknowledges this is 2, where your swing shot and grab boots are like in your apartment, which is like the 4th level in the game. Or like the world you live in is in the 4th level, and your apartment is like one of the objectives. That's the only one that acknowledges it.
Nature is attacking.
That being said, I think Ratchet has his swing shot or hyper shot, whatever it's called. In 3, they combine like a couple different gadgets, and that used to be separate in the previous game.
I'm not so good with
And they make it one. I think he has it. I don't remember using it in this game, if I'm being honest.
Rain is gonna be murder on my spandex.
You probably do, I just don't remember. I also like the slow upgrade of all these like boxes and stuff through the games. Like they've all taken on a more futuristic look. Platforming 101.
What's the plan anyway?
Well,
I also like that they slowly came up with more ways for Ratchet to use his
there are ships.
wrench rather than the standard just like running a fucking circle.
Hey, that's pretty smart. You're gonna make a great sidekick. Look at this beautiful.
Also, speaking of this, Into the Nexus does my favorite thing in the world. There's a museum dedicated to Ratchet and Clank, where they basically go over all the times they've saved the universe, which is cool for me being a fan. But also it's just cool because it's like acknowledgement that like they do realize that they're like galactic universal heroes. Also, and this should be apparent by now, my favorite setting is cyberpunk and cyber future and just futuristic stuff in general, like sci-fi. So Ratchet and Clank, Deus Ex, XCOM, all those games of different genres, but sharing a futuristic theme. Yeah, that's because it's right in my fucking strike zone. I'm here for it.
Help! Their parents are here!
I love you, Quark. Never changed. I am on hardcore now. I should be more careful. I don't know how different that is, but I'm not super ready to find out. I literally just remembered. Now, obviously, that doesn't change any of the platforming or anything. It's just combat.
Come on, maybe there's a hotel around here.
I still do the,
compatriots' well-being, Captain Quark's noble sidekick ninja leaps from stone to stone.
I mean, that works too, but that's not what I was trying to do. I wonder if they give you less experience in this mode. I'm not all about that, if I'm being honest. One of my favorite things about this is the upgrading weapons. If they take that away, I'm not super jazzed. We'll see. It looks like my weapon's not gaining any experience at all. I think I can check that. I think there's a weapons tab. Alright, so that views it. Preview? Grummelnet's cool, and I do like the guy who does the voice for it. Not as good as Gadgetron, which is the OG. Yeah, I get the money for it. Mr. Zircon's important. Sonic Eruptor's okay, but Constructive Bomb's a pretty good one. Oh, okay, I got some experience. I guess I just wasn't using the gun.
With his enemies vanquished, Captain Quark steals
In their defense.
Blaster at the ready, prepared to deliver swift justice to those who cross his path.
That's what I mean, though. It's like Quark is mostly useless, but he's here punching through fucking ruins, so that's something. I like the teamwork.
This door is ajar.
Oh, brother.
Quark is me. That's the other reason I like him. I've never heard him say that. Oh boy, here we go. Wow, okay, so I'm getting experience pretty quickly. Also, look at all this fucking cash.
Help! Help! Please! Please help me! My children! They're in danger!
What seems to be the problem, citizen?
Typhoid. We were fishing up the river when they attacked.
Quark, stay here. I'll go save the children.
You got it, sidekick. Smart thinking. I'll just stay here.
So there's 3 of them, all with different challenges. This is pretty much Ratchet & Clank at its core. They have kind of improved the formula over time too. In the original one, it used to be like, okay, go this path. Okay, now go this path. Okay, you've completed the level. Now they kind of mix it up a little bit.
Dad! Somebody!
Ooh. Time's all wibbly wobbly. So there's a constructor mod over there. That is my first priority. This is what bugs me. Normally, I could just fucking use Clank and just hover over there. That's the power they give you in the beginning of the goddamn games, and I can't do it in this one. We've done a constructor mod. Yes. Chamber. Instead of coil, it's blast. I don't actually know how much this affects things. There's a couple things that are obvious. Oh, it changes it from like a bolt to a just like a one button thing. This game also has this game actually is one of the games that got me into trophy hunting. I think it's my first platinum. Yeah, that's real. This is my first platinum is in this game. Because it just has one of the best varied trophy lists I've ever played.
I wanna go home now.
Here's the classic. I don't know what game they finally did this in. In the original, you had to like basically put the analog stick in a circle. Now you can just hold it to a side and it'll keep moving. Look at the trophy list for this real quick. So, genuinely, I think one of my favorite trophy lists, and I really want them to put this on PS4 because I'll happily do it again. So you've got your story ones, that's fine. Collect 10,000 bolts, sure. 50,000 bolts, more story. Upgrade one weapon to level 5, sure. Win the bronze tournament. So there's a bunch of tournament stuff with the like arena and whatnot. Like 250,000 bolts, more story stuff. Visiting the Insomniac Museum. Here's a fun fact. Pushes up glasses. You need to beat the entire game and collect everything, or I think you need to collect all the Zoni at least to unlock this in the base game. But if you pre-order the game, or if you had a copy that was new, not only did you get the 10th anniversary Ratchet and Clank. Is it 10th anniversary? Where did I get that icon for? Yeah, I think that was in this game, which is weird. Did Ratchet and Clank come out in 1999? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, you get the 10th anniversary Ratchet and Clank icon, which is still my icon to this day. And you get access to the Insomniac Museum immediately, which is cool. Leave no Lombax behind. Purchased all weapons. Collect all constructor modifications. Collect 1 million bolts. Win more tournaments. Complete the game on hard. Complete the game on medium. Casual. Score 10,000 points in My Blaster Runs Hot, which is a minigame. Do beat the plus endgame boss, collect all gold bolts, destroy Dr. Ferris' Armada. I think that's for destroying every single thing in space. Stop the Iranians from destroying Gimok Valley. How did I get this later? Did I? Oh, you know what happened here? I think the reason I didn't get that the first time is that there was like a brief outage where trophies didn't count for a while. So I think it skipped over that one. Anyway. Rescued all the Zoni, completed all the space missions, completed challenge mode playthrough, which is New Game Plus. Lombax Triumphant. It's an easy platinum. You can tell I played it in the middle of the night. But it's what got me into trophy hunting. So, really can't fault it. Really, really, really just love this game.
Halo!
I tried hunting achievements in the, on 360, and it just never really appealed to me too much. But trophies, for whatever reason, I guess it all, what really counted was at first, it was just I did it with games I liked, and it was just, it's the same reason I trophy hunt now. It was just an excuse to play more of the game. Or it was something to do after I beat the game. And still wanted to play. Now, the difference is, I don't know what I'm getting these skill points for. Now the difference is that I'm so invested on PlayStation, now I just keep trying to get platinums, and I've got the fever, I guess you could say. But the reason I started on PlayStation instead of, say, Xbox was I genuinely just like the games more and like the challenges more. I do have a few. I think I've got like 20,000 gamer score, which isn't nothing, but damn well be like probably like 500,000. If I've done the calculation before, but I think it would be like 500,000, 600,000 if I had like only done achievements instead of trophies. These are gold bolts. They do different shit in each game. In the first game, you buy gold weapons, which are the best weapons. In the second game, I think you buy upgrades for your guns. In the third game, I think it's just cosmetics. And then in the fourth game, I don't remember there being any in Deadlock. I actually just don't remember Deadlock that well. I don't remember what they do in Tools of Destruction either. I think in this one they're just cosmetics too.
My mom's over here.
Oops. I can't remember how to do ranged attacks. There we go. It's R2.
Thank you so much.
Happy to be of service, ma'am.
The Cyphoids will be back soon. Come. We have to get into the village.
So, what are these things?
Mutated viruses from the Corpo sector. We haven't seen them on this planet in years. Something must have happened to the Zoni. Alpheus, open the door.
I was gonna say, how did they get through here before?
Vanessa, what are you doing out here?
The Zyphoids are back. There must be something wrong with the Timekeeper.
Not in front of the outsiders. Quickly, we must head into the village.
So they have the male one's all a little weird tick where they go like, eh. And there's an actual like in-game lore reason for that, which I think is really funny. I don't think there was there hasn't been anything to like refuel my ammo with, so I'll just kind of keep going at this my current pace. Maybe I'll upgrade, or maybe it'll level up, and then I'll be able to get ammo that way. Also, shout out to Court, he is helping. He's taking pot shots. This is also the game that taught me how to strafe. I've been doing it every Ratchet and Clank since 2, because in 1 it was a whole big complicated thing to do it. You had to get a special weapon, or you had to get a special like backpack upgrade to strafe. And then even then it wasn't like as like useful as it is in further games. Okay, here we go. I'm about to upgrade this shit. Am I not gonna get there? I was gonna say, give me the fucking give me the splash screen. I know it's not like that impressive, but I still like fucking getting a notification for it. Give me those goddamn endorphins. Okay. Hard mode's not really going to show itself until boss fights. That being said, I know where everything is, so that's part of this. Oh, I keep moving so slow. I don't have any of my like movement abilities, which I'm so used to using. Whee! There's a lot of breakable shit here. I think there's a trophy for breaking, or a skill point for breaking everything. I don't think there's. So it's weird. The trophies for the remastered versions of 1, 2, and 3, and Deadlocked, I think, all have trophies relating to skill points. This one doesn't. I don't think. I think the remake has skill point related trophies, but I'm not 100% sure. Truth be told, I don't remember much of any of this. Or for the trophies, I don't remember, I should say.
In memory of Zon Grid.
But yeah, I liked all the I like all of the Sonic Eruptors now in stock. It's cool. I need Mr. Zircon though. I was gonna say, I like how there's like a bunch of different collectibles in this game, but they're all like smaller amounts. I think Ratchet and Clank, or not Ratchet and Clank, I think Spider-Man did that too. Where there's like 6 different collectibles, but they give you actual things in game for like your moves and stuff. And on top of that, there's like 20 of each, so they're all very manageable. Insomniac's just really fucking good at game design. I'll say it. I'll suck their dick all day long. I love Insomniac, genuinely. The first 3 Spyro games are amazing. Ratchet and Clank as a series is amazing. Spider-Man is amazing. Haven't played Sunset Overdrive. I never got into Resistance. What was that game they made? Fuse? So, like, some of their games I haven't tried, but the ones I have, beautiful.
The Zoni are powerful creatures, capable of almost anything, but they are also hive minds and must be kept together for their energy to work. Inside is a vessel which will allow you to rescue lost Zoni and harness their bioenergy. Follow me and don't touch anything.
So Zoni that you collect are tied to ship upgrades. That's how Ratchet uses them. There's 40 of them. I think you need them for stuff too. That being said, we're at about half an hour, and it's 1:30 a.m. and I have work tomorrow. And I need to record my 30-second video so I can start editing the big clip video tomorrow. So
I'll be fine.
I think
Get in my nav unit. We'll stay in radio contact.
oh, now there's no subtitles either. What the fuck is happening?
Red shirt is a go.
Operation Red Shirt. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more Ratchet and Clank, I know I do. Then make sure, like the video, and if it gets enough likes, we'll move on to round 2. If not, no worries. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you for round 2 of May Mental Illness Month. Adios.